No, because it's a bad thing. I'm not.
I'm a
dot.
I'm on HR.
HR just called you a C-bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ready to rumble? Beep, 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 beep. Welcome back to the WP Podcast, everybody. We've got the regular pick and mix with us today. We have Cath.
Hello. I look like a pick and mix sweet.
All the pick and mixes. That's good nostalgia. We've got Jake.
Hello.
We've got
some battle music then, just by the way.
battle music.
Yeah, because
Is that your battle music?
You're introducing it like a boxing match. So I was like, boop, 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 like the Pokemon battle music.
The most underwhelming Pokemon that you could throw out.
Yeah,
it's Disappointment Mon.
You just
a level 2
and they don't normally play music during boxing either. So
yeah.
No, and your music will clash with the
Also
thing
go
from
to
the
the
intro as well, which will be
background.
going at the
Oh,
same time. So it's going to be all sorts of messed up.
Yeah, well
Okay.
done, Jake.
Top tier.
Welcome to the podcast.
We have Ellis.
Hello.
As excitable as usual. Look
You
at
know
that
it.
bright smiley face. All the energy.
Yay.
All the laughter. Wow. And then we don't have Alex, so we've got Nick here instead, the favourite who everybody keeps asking for.
Why are you in your chair then, Alex? What's going
Alex,
on?
it doesn't work if it's audio only.
exactly.
He was basically hiding in his chair.
No, I bent down to put something in the bin.
But then was hiding in his chair.
Yes, I have a bin under my desk, Jake. Why is that a...
Well, it's not weird that there's a bin there. Just the exact moment we introduced the podcast, you put things in the bin.
I just need to put something in the bin, it's fine.
What were you putting in the bin?
His pride and accomplishment.
No, that's
something
Hot swank from earlier.
It wasn't illegal or anything, so don't worry about it, okay?
I was going to say the pride had been taken out by the bin men about 4 years ago.
Fair point. So do you actually have any topics today? Because I've got absolutely nothing.
Have we actually...
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gabby's been listening to a song on non-stop
Wait.
repeat in the house, haven't you?
Gabby hasn't finished the introduction.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, my bad.
Well, we had a bit of a silence, so I thought we'd pause to stop.
I thought I'd fill it with my glorious voice.
Well, at this point, we just need to remind everybody to go and listen to us. But if you're listening to us already, then it kind of defeats the purpose when you really think about it. But just so you know, in case you're unhappy with the platform that you are listening on, there are other platforms that you can listen or even watch this on. So there you go.
Excuse me. Sorry.
If you just search it, it will probably come up.
Nice.
Was my intro that bad, Ellis?
No, I was a burp. Sorry, I've been drinking iron.
I mean, I know I've received some feedback recently, but I mean, I'm working on it.
Yeah, no. Sorry. That was just a bit of a burp. It's a bit more rumbly than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little like, and you can sort of like just breathe it out, but it ended up being that sort of
Just vomiting. Yeah, I get it. Whenever I hear myself talk, I also vomit. So it's understandable, really.
I like it when you do a fart, right? Not like anyone in particular, just in general.
That's a bit weird.
I like it when
I
you
was like,
fart.
okay.
It wasn't aimed at Gabby.
Are you
I like
outing
it.
yourself as a Guff Huffer?
No, not at all.
Definitely a Guff Huffer.
And then, like, you don't know whether it's going to be a loud one or not. You just have to take a gamble sometimes.
And then you shit
Hope
yourself.
Just have to hope it's just going to be a little...
Well, no, like, that might be too much if you're in, like, a library or something.
I mean, I went out for a drink with my friend on Friday and we were stood on like a bridge there's basically a bar on the bridge. So you stand outside to, go and have your drink. And I tried to let out a really small fart. What actually ended up happening was that it was a really long fart and exceptionally squeaky. And my friend was like, was that you? I was like, yep. And she kind of went, like in response.
That's great.
She was like, you sound like a Disney character. You sound like the little like chipmunk out of Enchanted. He's going, Nathaniel. So that's just how we would fart, apparently.
I feel like
Nice.
Disney would have very different movies if there were farts in it. Can you imagine the princess?
They do.
They do
Pumbaa
fart jokes
farts
all the time.
I know, but like it's all the princesses, like
Snow White and
like
the Seven
Sleeping
Guffs.
Beauty and stuff like that. Like you would still fart in your sleep. Just think about the reality of the prince leans in for a kiss and she's just ripping it.
Or just like all the inanimate objects in Beauty and the Beast just not being able to move. But like being like sentient
But still being able to
and
fart.
like Belle's just there ripping a fat one.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the
shit.
Prince Charming coming in, lifting up the glass cover, and then just like
glass
14 decades of like farts been building up in a sleep.
I mean, you know, it was fucking buzzing there.
Yeah, I
14
know.
years of lying in your own shit and piss.
And sweat, don't
guff
forget
and
the
sweat. Yeah.
that
Oh
would
my
be
God.
horrible. Actually, the mattress would have eaten itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would be mold. Like
Yeah.
the body would be moldy. It would be there'd be bed sores. And
Yeah.
It'd
Bed
be like
bugs.
infected. It would be fucking gross.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The reality of it isn't great.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's almost like it should be a fairy tale or a story or something.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Gabby's basically got a brand new favourite song which keeps being played in the house. Do you want to talk more about it, Gabby? Because it is amazing. Maybe we should read the lyrics out.
I don't
And then-
know how I got here. I don't.
You're being outed.
What was the guy's name?
Okay, hold on. I'll get it up for you
I
guys.
saw it on I saw you mention it on Instagram.
Yeah, okay, so I basically heard this on Instagram Reels, and at first I laughed at it, and I was like, haha, that's nice and funny. And then I went to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning, and it was playing on repeat in my head. And it was one of the first things that I thought of when I woke up. Like, it wasn't a conscious thought, it was just playing in the background, as that normally does for me. And yeah, so I continued about it, and then eventually, like, I was like, this is too much, I need to listen to the song again. And since then, I've been playing it on repeat, unironically. And Jake at first was like, what the fuck is this? And Tess as well, who's living with us at the moment, was like, what the fuck? And then over time, I mean, Jake was dancing to it earlier, so you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's all pretty stock standard, the first verse. There's something about
What's
the
it
way
called?
you... Well, we can't play it.
No, but you can tell us what it's called.
Well, okay, I mean, the name itself is all pretty self-explanatory, but when I say it, don't go look it up. I really want to read the lyrics to you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so it's called Good Looking, right? Name of the song. So the chorus is what I'm just going to jump to, because that's what you're all interested in.
Come on, let's hear it.
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck, and then he kisses on my bussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking. Now, it's country. And it's
country.
It's a country
Yeah, it's a
song.
country song. It's
So
amazing.
really quickly, go take a minute to listen to that song.
Well, we meant to be listening to it.
Yes, that's what
What
we're doing.
the-
Oh, I was going to listen to it
Is this
afterwards.
garbage?
Hold on, just wait. We'll talk about it in a bit. I just need people to go listen to it first.
The kisses on my bussy is just...
Mwah.
That is one of the worst things I have ever heard in my entire life, and that's really saying something.
I love it.
It's also got like a really 90s pop lyric like flow as well. It's like it's shit. There's a pop punk song by might be Bowling for Soup or something like that. Da 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 da. Something about 80s. She's still preoccupied with 1985 is the end.
Yeah,
end lyric.
1980, yeah.
It's the same vocal,
It's
almost the same
it
like
is, yeah.
chord progression and stuff.
Right.
With
Okay.
the vocal line, it's almost identical.
It's not the worst thing I've heard.
See? And so basically what happened
I
was
mean,
was
it's
like,
not good.
Well, it's a meme song. It's a meme song. I was listening to it on Instagram. That's where it was meant to live. I was like, haha, funny, and moved on with my life, and they got stuck in my head. So I actually went looking for some information about it recently. And I came up with this article, basically, and the title says, Is Dixon Dallas gay? Good looker singer responds to sexuality questions, right? And basically saying that it's become a popular hit on TikTok. People are speculating about his sexuality. They then go and reference the lyrics. Apparently fans have noticed that Dixon is actually the alter ego of another singer, Jake Hill, right? And it is. That's basically just someone that, you know, he's created. So is he basically just a side character, or is he gay? What's happening? And so what he said is that, of course, you'll have people saying I'm gay baiting and queer baiting. Growing up in the South, you're taught how to think a certain way. I reached a point where I started thinking for myself, my music is a big fuck you to my past. he apparently told Pride, which is really interesting because I can kind of see that. Like with country music, you would never have anything like this.
No.
And he said, no, I haven't disclosed my sexuality. I could be gay, I could be straight, I could be bi. At the end of the day, I feel like it doesn't matter. There's no law that says I can't write a song about getting my booty cheeks bounced off of.
I mean, yeah, he's not wrong.
When you break it down like that, you know what? I'm just like...
It's just a massive cue to everyone who's still stuck in the past, basically, through their favorite type of music.
Yeah, and he said here, just to finish it off, the amount of messages I get from people saying, I'm a gay man, we don't have this type of music, it makes me feel seen, it makes me feel heard and comfortable in my skin. Those messages are what makes me want to keep doing this. If someone wants to cancel me, I don't care, I don't give a shit about any type of negativity. And you know what? It's cool. Like, it was a meme song, but like, the more that I've just kind of been like, haha, funny, it's like an earworm. It's stuck in there. And I'm like, I'm fucking loving it. The problem is my neighbors probably don't, because it doesn't matter about the fact that it's a gay song. It matters that if like I was playing WAP on repeat,
Yeah, it would have a similar effect.
Same thing. So yeah, power to him. I think it's a real good time. I'm enjoying it. But Jake at first definitely was like,
well, no,
Gabby,
like
what?
because this is like, you like meme shit, okay? You love meme stuff, like, and it gets like stuck in your head, and this is just a prime example of something that gets stuck in your head and then is basically on repeat for like a long time.
Yeah.
It's apparently called vocal stimming.
Oh, okay.
So there's parts of that's also tied into ADHD, but apparently it's like certain noises and stuff that when you repeat them or say them back, it's almost like you get a dopamine hit from it. And I've done that my whole life and didn't realize what it was. But, you know, it's also like walking around going, pew, 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 making all those little noises when I walk around the house. Or like, I remember one time I was doing the dishes, and I don't know if you guys have something similar when this happens to you, but I'll be walking around like, going to do the dishes because I haven't done them in days. Fuck, I'm a piece of shit. Oh God, I'm self-aware, I'm singing, going to kill myself. And that's literally what I will sing to myself.
Yeah, I do similar things. I sing at the dog, kind of like that. So I'll like narrate to the dog what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's quite normal because it feels like you've got a companion.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to the dog as well.
Yeah.
Do you sing to the dog though, Ellis?
But I sing to her.
Occasionally. I make up songs specifically for her. Normally about her being a hollow poop.
A hollow poop?
Yeah, if you tap her ribs, it sounds like she's hollow on the inside. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that sound that dogs make when you do that, like, because it is like a bit hollow. It sounds like a bit like a drum sometimes.
Sounds like there's nothing in there.
Your belly does that sometimes, Jake.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, when I give it a little
His
pat.
brain probably does that too.
Fucking burn.
So yeah, that's what I've been
That's a good
listening
one.
to
I get
recently.
that with like certain phrases or words will get stuck in my head. So I was doing it the other day. I was walking around the kitchen going, I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy.
Yeah.
And I was doing it on repeat for like a while. And then waking up in the morning, I don't want to be a pie.
Yeah, that's
So
that. And
I get
music
similar
as well.
things.
But the memes, for some reason, they go in deep.
Yeah, and there's been times where like you've come in and be like, Jake, stop what you do. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of like paying people, Gabby. Is it really important? He's like, yes, it's definitely really important. Oh, I'll put the payroll down then for a second. Hang on. Sorry, everybody who's got mortgages to pay. And then like,
Gabby has a
Go
meme.
listen to Cheats clapping and fucking pounding bussy or whatever.
or equivalent type stuff. And I love it.
He's
It's great.
bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides.
And I'm like,
I need to put a payment through.
okay.
I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside.
It's
Jake's like, okay, thank you. I can't help it. I get really excited about things, and I need to share it, and it's the emotional connection of doing so.
Yeah.
And it's the same. I feel like it's probably kind of important to acknowledge it now, but it's the same with like the feedback on the podcast about how I talk a lot and how like I kind of have that come in, people say, with the main character energy. It's like I'm trying to be really aware of it. I think the difference is that like when I'm playing a game, my concentration's split between things. When I'm on the podcast or when I have a meme or when there's something that I get really excitable about, I just want to like, oh my God, guys, look at this thing. And I kind of feel like the squirrel from Ice Age. Do you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Sid, you know, like Candyland. I just like I'm
Sid the Sloth.
SpongeBob. I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to just like.
Because we talked about this like recently. Like I don't think it's much of a problem.
Yeah,
like,
but you love me.
Yeah,
You know,
but,
that's a difference, and
No, at the
I
end of the
love
day-
that. I love that for you.
like we said before, it's not a problem because it's just the same as people not liking me for being a fucking nerd. It's the same as people not liking Cath for being a bit of an airhead. It's the same as people not liking Alex for being a twat. It's the same as people not liking.
Yeah. Don't need to do me. Don't need to do me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I don't need to do. We all know your failings.
Can we just go back to the fact that you think I'm a twat?
Yeah, we can.
When did this develop?
This is news to you, Alex?
No, because twat is a bad thing. I'm not a twat.
I'm a
Dot.
I'm on HR.
HR's taking time
HR
off.
just called you a C-bomb.
But yeah, but it's also it's not just
Well,
that. It's
nice
also
to
Oh,
know.
Gabby, that's in my head now.
you're welcome.
Alex, go on.
I'm only there doing the dishes later, like do.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I kiss him on her
No, you're
neck
not.
and he kisses on my boosie.
Fortunately, I didn't actually listen to enough to actually memorize any of the
Well, the
lyrics.
thing
I was stuck
is,
in my head.
I don't do that, but my brain latches onto stuff super quickly. Generally,
Yeah.
I can listen to something once and I'll probably be able to at least
There
tell
are-
you a line of lyric or
There are
some form
some
of melody.
things that I'll just end up. There are some songs that I'll hear and I'll start singing to myself.
Yeah.
But they're normally actually quite good songs. I don't
yeah,
ever
like
get
what?
Well, it's,
Man's not hot, pum pum ting.
no, I mean I do know most of the words, but that's not one of them. It's normally it's stuff like Disney songs.
What?
Like it was.
Oh, to be fair, they are like designed to
I know,
be
but
catchiest things
the
on
other
this fucking
month I was
planet.
literally just singing every single Encanto song to myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
While I
nice.
was
Yeah.
working, I was just singing.
I hate Disney songs, and even I know like
I like some of them.
quite a considerable number of them.
Well, what's his face is in absolutely everything nowadays.
That's helpful.
Lin-Manuel
Lin-Manuel
Yeah.
Miranda.
Miranda, yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and like power to him, he's a great composer, but he's everywhere. He's under your
Yeah.
bed. Do you know what I mean?
Literally
Like
everywhere.
you're going
Oh,
to sleep
jeez.
at night, and it's just like we don't.
The guy who
talk about
composed
Bruno.
Hamilton did all the music for Moana.
He's
He's done a lot
also
of stuff for Disney.
he's also an actor. He's been in
He's also an
TV
actor.
programs and
Moana was
Probably
quite good.
films.
Hamilton can suck my dick, but Moana was good. I enjoyed the music from that.
Also, what were we talking about?
No,
Encanto as well.
I think you're calling me a twat was the problem.
I haven't actually
That was a
seen or
Alex.
heard anything from Encanto.
Oh, okay. Can we talk about the film that broke my heart? And does it like every single time I watch it? Is Coco.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same boat for that one. It's the ending.
Oh.
It's the ending when she remembers. and starts
Oh,
singing along.
fuck me. Absolutely. Just lie me down and
yeah.
fuck me. That's that fucking
That's a
movie.
that's a weird thing to take. That's a weird.
Also-
Sorry,
reaction
should
to
I
have
lower
to-
the energy again?
No, it's just a weird
by
reaction to have to
judging
that
by
film.
Jake's face just then and mine, I think neither of us know what that is.
Okay.
Coco's
I'll make
what
you
was it,
watch
sorry?
it at some point.
Coco?
I'll make you watch it as well, Jake. But
Okay.
like when I watched it and it
What's
also
it about?
hits. Well, okay, it's how do you describe it?
It's about Mexican Day of the Dead. Basically, the child is transported to the land of the dead when they're celebrating it, and he meets like all his relatives, the previous relatives who have died, so they're all skeletons.
Okay.
And it's
sounds
basically
like his ancestors
it's basically a journey of discovering who his grandparents are in a way, not grandparents, but like great grandparents or something. Or
Animated,
one of them.
I guess?
It's kind of like a
Yeah,
kind of
they're all
coming of
animated.
age sort of thing.
Yeah.
but it's also
That
just
genuinely
like,
sounds quite interesting.
it's really cool because if you
And then Darth
I
Vader
love
turns
animated
up.
films, but like it also kind of discusses death in a way of like why it's important to remember the people who have passed, and not always in mourning, but in like a celebration of their life and happiness that they lived the life they did. And and in general, the themes in it were really, really good.
There's also a really dopey dog.
which
Yeah,
we're a
very
big
dopey
fan
dog.
of.
Who's it?
So, yeah.
Who's it by?
Who's it by?
So it's
Pixar.
Disney Pixar,
Oh, right. Oh, okay, yeah.
but Pixar always,
Yeah, that makes sense that it's Pixar.
Most
Yeah.
As soon as you
Pixar.
said Disney, I was like, really? And then Pixar's like,
Yeah,
right,
Disney
yeah,
Pixar.
that
I
makes
mean,
yeah,
Pixar.
Pixar's doing
Disney.
its own stuff.
Disney what?
So yeah, that's what I've been listening to. Does anyone else have some good songs they'd like to share with the chat?
I rewatched. I did a dive into like nostalgia and noticed that. Did any of you ever watch the Tenacious D movie, The Pick of Destiny?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's on Amazon Prime at the moment, and
Oh, is
I
it?
was like,
Okay,
I
what's
haven't
that?
seen that in years. Like, let's give it a bash. And now since then, every day I wake up a long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo. It's just it's in my head. It won't go away.
Yeah.
So similar sort of thing to Gabby is that I've just got this stuck on repeat in my head.
Oh, nice.
How about if you had to recommend one TV show or one film or one song for everyone to watch or listen to, what would that one be? Let's start with TV.
One of
If you
each.
had to-
One of each. Genre.
One of each, yeah. We'll
Right,
start
one
with
of each.
TV show.
Yeah, okay.
If you had to recommend one TV
The
show
Expanse.
for people to watch.
The Expanse. Definitely.
Oh, what's that?
It's an Amazon Prime show based on a book. Apparently, it's quite well adapted. I've never read the books before, but it's what's the best way of describing it? It's like hard sci-fi.
Oh, okay, cool. Fucking well on.
So it's as in like there's no mystical crap. There's not there is a little bit, but there's not like a massive amount of like unrealistic tech.
Okay.
A lot of like the gravity is actually a thing, and all the ships have to counteract it, and people have to deal with it, etc., etc. It's not just a case of everyone could just be in space and there's artificial gravity and everything's hunky dory. There's quite a lot of and like the ship combat's done properly. It's just really fucking good, and it's really well acted.
Oh,
Really
nice.
well
Okay, cool.
acted.
I'm just looking
Probably
at it
one of
now.
the best
Looks quite
sci-fi
cool.
TV series that has come out.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And if you like it, if you like sci-fi, watch it. You will not regret it.
Good storyline.
Already
Very.
regretting it.
Very, very good.
Oh,
Lots
that's
of
awesome.
political intrigue, lots of mystery. There's political intrigue. There's like thriller stuff. There's good action, both in space and hand-to-hand and ranged combat.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a full smorgasbord of everything, and it's all set in the local solar system as well. So there's nothing's like too bananas. So it's easy to keep track of exactly where everyone is and what everyone's doing. So in a solar sense, it's in a very relatively small. I think the furthest they go is like Pluto or maybe Ceres. That's about it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all in the local cluster.
Yeah, because I like with sci-fi stuff like that, they kind of don't need to, because space and the universe is like gargantuously large. They kind of don't need to give like a backstory to where they are. They can just be like location 1, and it's almost lazy that that is
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
If they can have like a specific lore around like a relatively local area, such as like the solar system or even like the Milky Way,
Yeah,
like
I'm with
then.
you.
Yeah, do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I much prefer when they set it in like a cluster of stars and they have like information where like this star is X years old and it's going to become a red dwarf soon, and like this planet is too hot because it's too close and this one's cold because it's too far away and all that sort of thing. When they actually have like a grounding to it rather than
It's more realistic.
We're on planet Blog in the galaxy ZY
Gargle,
K.
the gargle fart universe.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, well, great. That's just you just spouted a shit ton of names at me that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
That'd
exactly.
be my
I feel
TV
like
series choice.
having like a localized star system and stuff would be more realistic if we were to do like actually do space exploration properly.
Yeah, well, there's no FTL in in the Expanse. So they have not gotten past the local area because they have no FTL.
Oh,
and they
I
have like
see.
relativistic issues come into play, and like they have special grab things that stop them from getting killed every time they accelerate, because of course the G-forces are
like
bananas.
astronomically large. Yeah,
there's quite a few scenes where those things will break and shit will fly everywhere, or people will just get like smushed into oblivion onto the front of their consoles because they've like come to a stop too quickly, and their seat thing is broken, so everything's just like.
That sounds really good. I'm going to watch that.
It's honestly, it's excellent. It's really, really cool.
Thank you for the recommendation.
There you go.
Yeah. Who's next?
Alex?
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
TV series.
Yes. Well, I know Nick will agree with this because we had a brief discussion about it, but Ted Lasso is my recommendation.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
I've heard of that.
It is probably one. Yeah, there we go. It's probably one of the best shows I think I've ever seen, and everyone that I've recommended it to has watched it and said the same thing.
Right, okay. What's it about? Give it like very brief.
Very brief. So less than Ellis. Thanks for telling us the entire story, Ellis. Don't need to watch it.
So in scene 1, act 1, the space is there and it opens up and a spaceship is going
Jake,
very...
you fully cut Alex off.
Sorry, I was making fun of Ellis.
Yeah, but you were
No, go on, tell us about it.
Which was rude.
Sorry.
Rude. Basically, it's set around a football club in England. It's a very American outlook because it's done by what's his name? American actor. Can't think of his name. Nick, you find it for me.
Matthew McConaughey.
Definitely not. But basically, they basically bring
Samuel L. Jackson.
They bring in an American coach because the owners have just had a divorce and the wife has got the club in the divorce. So she brings in a new coach to train this team who essentially aren't working together very well. They're not winning anything. Thank you, Jason Sudeikis. He created a character called Ted Lasso in the early 2000s, and this is this show's based on him coming in and using his over-the-top positivity, American positivity, on this British football club. And there is one character, there are no bad characters, by the way. Every character just is great. The story is great. There's 3 seasons, and that's it. There's not going to be any more. So it's sort of
good.
It finished. It's a good show.
It's written to be
like
the
written
story.
To finish. And there's one character based on Roy Keane, the footballer, called Roy Kent. He is one of the greatest characters in cinematic history, and it's hard to explain why. But basically, every other word is normally fuck, and he's gruff.
Okay,
he's
great.
angry.
Good.
But
I know the type, yeah.
But he's actually really nice.
Yeah.
I like actors like that. Like that they come across as like...
It's like the Welsh builders who go down to the bakery down the road.
Like
really? What do you mean?
Well, because like they're in Bath and so everyone's like, oh, hello. And then you have all the Welsh builders that are like going in there but like fucking shit, all right, love, and then they're like, you have the best day ever, and then they leave and they're like, oh, thank you, you know. It's like
they were quite lively words there.
The contrast is high, so good character writing. I like it.
I felt like the stereotypical Bath character is someone from the 18th century.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Hello. Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah, because that's exactly what
the finest china.
That's exactly what everyone's like here. Cool. I'll also watch that.
on
That sounds
Apple.
good.
That's the problem. It's on Apple TV.
It's actually, honestly, you can get a 3-month trial for Apple, which is, honestly, it won't take you 3 months, and it's probably...
Here's our affiliate link.
It's
no, joking.
probably the only thing worth watching on Apple.
I am saving my Apple thing, because I think Masters of the Air is coming out on that later.
There you go. You can add that to
Masters
it.
of the Air is Apple. It will be Apple.
It's the third, series of like from Band of Brothers, then the Pacific, and then there's Masters of the Air is the next one.
Oh, okay. So it's like
my mate's in it.
Your mate? Oh yeah.
Your mate,
cool.
Bait, did you say?
No, my mate is in it.
I thought you said your mate Bait, and he was going to be in Masters of the Air, so you could call him Master Bait.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm saving my subscription for that when that comes out.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I'm thinking of, before we carry on, Expanse is finished as well. It's like the series is actually done. It's not one of those ones where you have to like watch and then wait.
It's not The Walking Dead.
Years.
Yeah.
Oh, Walking Dead.
9,000 series later.
Jesus.
Oh,
I'm not going to get into
Lost.
it.
Was it 12 seasons?
I've never watched Lost.
Yeah, see, Lost,
ridiculous.
because at least The Walking Dead had the comic book to kind of set the universe and the lore around it. Lost was just written as a TV show. And a throwaway series on the first one, it did really fucking well. I mean, the writers were like, oh shit, we've got to fucking write the rest of the story. And they didn't know what the hell was going on. And then, like, 14 seasons later, half of which didn't need to happen, they finally finished the story. And, it was...
It's quite a lot, because there's, like, Prison Break, which was, like, how many? That was, like, 8. That was
like 6.
That was 5
But
seasons.
it's still...
Homeland, 8 seasons. 24 was 9 seasons.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
EastEnders is on about 4,000 seasons.
People have a real problem with like just actually ending things.
That is the problem.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that is.
Castle did the same. There was like 9 seasons of that, 8 seasons of that.
I think
just write a fucking ending to your...
Yeah.
I know, but I think on a small scale, like, people probably just don't know how to land the episodes and don't know how to finish it.
Yeah.
On the majority of those cases, however, I believe it's probably a cash grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you're probably right.
100%. 100%.
Jake.
TV show. So I've been rewatching, I should say, and I've watched this about once per year for a number of reasons. But like the first one, basically it's the HBO series called Chernobyl.
So good. So fucking good.
It like every time I watch it, it fucking terrifies me, and it stills me with such fear and like a sense of awe on so many different levels. And I think it's obviously the disaster itself was like terrible, and like the effects of that insurmountable, and it shouldn't have happened. And I wouldn't want that to happen ever again. So that's just a footnote before we continue on it. But the TV show and how it's depicted in the disaster, and like the immediate aftermath, and then like the aftermath of the disaster a few months later, and just the pure incompetence of like of the Soviet Union around this, and just the blatant disregard for safety. It's really well acted. It's fantastic. I would really recommend that everyone watch that. I don't know if you can actually stream it. I think you have to buy it off Amazon. It's like £5 for the entire series.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
100% worth it.
Yeah,
we actually watched it last week.
Yeah, I've watched it. I've watched it tons of times before. Yeah, I got Cath to watch it for the first time last week.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like it's my favourite depiction of how big communist countries actually end up working.
Yes.
Because and my favourite lines are always just when it goes to the position of the state is that the Soviet Union cannot have a nuclear disaster. After there's already been a massive nuclear disaster. And it's shit like that, which just so epitomises like how fucked up that whole system gets. It's brilliant.
Yeah. The RBMK reactors don't explode, okay? So therefore this didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking like 15 tons of plutonium like burning, and
if you're very easily affected by animals being hurt.
Oh yeah.
Episode 4.
Skip a lot of it.
Yeah.
Ellis had to do it because there's a part where people in Pripyat are being evacuated, and they're having to leave their animals behind, and I immediately started bawling my eyes out because there's these dogs like chasing after the buses, and Ellis was like, right, okay, we're not going to watch most of the next episode because you are going to lose your shit.
It gets worse. It gets so much
so
worse.
I basically explained what happened, and then whenever those scenes with the younger kid comes up where it shows the cleanup operation, I just skipped through those and then just went back to the sort of the main overarching stuff.
It's terrible. It's
obviously
really
that's not to diminish the awfulness that happens in it for the people, but I think if some people are very easily affected by animals being hurt, I
think it's more because the animals didn't have a choice in it. Not that the humans didn't either, but they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, they don't understand why their owners are leaving them behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then and this is from a historical bit as well, and there are scenes of this, but they basically had to go around the exclusion zone, which is like 100 square kilometers, and basically put down like any living thing, because there was the chance that it would be contaminated and then would go outside of the exclusion zone and carry radiation. So there's a scene, quite a few scenes in this one episode where there's these soldiers and they have to go around and just literally just shoot everything that moves. And it's really upsetting because there's pets as well involved in that, and it's just like god, it's such a grim series, but it's really well shot. So I've been really watching that at the moment.
Apparently there's I know you'll be interested in, there's a Fukushima one now as well, Japanese series, which apparently meant to be quite good.
I watched it. It is good. It's not as harrowing as Chernobyl.
That's not surprising.
I think because they're not in a communist state. I think when you add communism and secrecy
to it, they were in with where they were, geographically.
There's just the fucking because basically the world came to help with Fukushima. They're like, let us know what you need. This is going to be really bad for everybody. We will help you.
Yeah.
in comparison to Chernobyl, everyone was just like, well, not our problem. You haven't said like what the thing
actually
like
is going on.
There's a scene where like they have to remove bits of graphite from the reactor off the roof,
Yeah,
and like
so good.
they send a police robot from Germany to basically move these bits of graphite off the roof.
It's so radioactive, you die if you're up there for it was like a minute and a half, wasn't it? It was like
seconds
it was like a fatal dose.
Yeah. So they had the idea to basically move this graphite off the roof using robots. So they basically put the word out there to other Soviet-controlled states and said, hey, we need some robots. Luckily, there was one in East Germany, which they managed to get hold of. Because if you send a robot up there, it can withstand the radiation, no one gets hurt. It's a relatively safe
West
job.
German. It was West German. That's what made it so good. It was a West German robot, not an East German.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. My mistake. I always get East and West confused. It's really annoying. And then the robot like stops working after like a second, and they're like, "What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?" And then they read the paperwork, and they've given them like the propaganda number of radiation that's been released rather than the actual amount,
which is like 10% of the amount that's actually up there. So like this robot instantly died.
It just got instantly fried. And they're like, "Oh, like." It's just fucking. Yeah. Why would you give him the propaganda number to make yourself not look bad? And then it's just.
And the guy goes ballistic and breaks the fucking phone and drags it out the thing.
It's just because you can just feel the frustration of being in that kind of state where like secrecy is above like world safety.
Yeah.
Oh god, it must have been just so frustrating. And probably still is in Russia.
Yeah,
because I think there must
much better.
There's probably is still a bit of that going on. Obviously, maybe not as bad.
But yeah, I'm straight up with you about the about Chernobyl. Great fucking series.
Would recommend it.
Yeah.
I watch it probably once a year.
Mm-hmm. If you want something on a bit of a lighter note than that one, I would recommend The Sandman on Netflix.
Okay.
Anyone who knows my taste in graphic novels or my favourite author will know that it's no surprise that I'm saying that. My favourite author is Neil Gaiman. He wrote The Sandman, which is a very big graphic novel. It went on for like 75 issues and has a load of spin-off stuff. You may have heard of things like Lucifer TV show and Good Omens and stuff like that. Well, Neil Gaiman is kind of partially responsible for those as well. But yeah, the TV show Sandman is basically about a group of... They're called the Endless. They're essentially like immortal deities that like govern different parts of the world, kind of like how you would find with different Greek pantheons or Roman pantheons, where you have someone in charge of like death, sleep, despair, etc. And yeah, it's just a really, really good show. It follows the graphic novel pretty well, so if you don't have the patience for things like graphic novels and that sort of content doesn't work for you, then if you're interested in the premise and you want to be able to consume it, the TV show's a pretty good way. I would also suggest there is a audiobook version of it as well that is in the process of being made. I think they've presently got three of the it's basically like season 1, 2 and 3 that they've done so far, which I think covers up to issue 30-ish, so they've probably got quite a few left to go to get to 75, but that's like all professionally voice acted, so it depends on how you like to consume your media, but both the audiobook and the TV show I would highly recommend.
Nice.
Cool. And you, Gabby, last but not least? Jojo!
Actually, just really quick, did you guys see that someone sent me a fucking spam email? I posted it in the meme pictures chat or the break room, this motherfucker thought that if they made their name Dio Brando on the spam email that I wouldn't look at it and be like, Dio! Like,
I saw a really interesting, just a quick side. I saw a really interesting theory on spam emails. So you know how you get them in there, nearly always full of spelling mistakes, and the names never look like actual people's names, things like that.
Yeah.
I heard a really interesting theory that they do that on purpose because the people they want to reply to these emails are not the people who would look at that and go, "That's wrong."
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because you want to...
Makes a lot of sense.
No
you
offense,
want the most stupid people to try and fall
well,
for it.
I was going to put it a bit more tactfully than that, but yes. Yes, they're after the dummies who would look at that and go, "Oh, this Nigerian prince is going to give me $1.5 billion. Excellent, I better email him back."
Wow, I didn't realise that.
So I don't know.
It makes sense,
I don't know if it's true. I'm going to point out. I have no idea if that's actually real, but I've read and heard a few theories that's the reason why they do it, and logically it makes sense. I don't know if it's true,
but it also makes me laugh that there's someone out there trying to scam people with the name Dio Brando.
Yeah, I know. Hello, my name's Homer Simpson, and I'm
a JoJo fan.
I need to point out who the fuck's Dio Brando. If someone emailed, they'll call Dio Brando. I'd assume that's their name.
It's from an anime.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
most
obviously,
people would assume that's a real person because it sounds like a name.
Yeah, well, I think it's because, like, obviously, Dio, the character, was based off of Dio.
Like Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah. Yes,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Singer.
Yeah.
Rock and metal singer in
Very,
the
very,
80s.
very, very famous.
And 90s.
Yeah.
But he died.
In terms of series, I have a really hard time with stuff like this because it's like, is it like what you want for entertainment purposes or the stuff that has had the most impact on my life?
It's whichever one you think people should watch.
Okay.
It's quite fluid as well, I'd say, because I think it probably changes depending on what you're watching recently and stuff, you know?
Anything Dimension 20 by Brendan Lee Mulligan is top tier for me.
Nice.
He is an amazing...
Yeah, no, TV series.
Well, this is what I want to go off of. I don't normally watch a lot of standard TV. However, it's on Dropout. It's like 2 hour long episodes of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a video thing. It's online content, but I think it's amazing.
For the purpose of this, I actually wouldn't class that as TV or. That's
fine.
Enough.
I just want to say
the answer would be
tier.
nothing then.
no, I have a couple.
Okay, go on.
I'll just name some of the top tier content, and we don't have to go into it. But like Dimension 20, for example, it does a lot of stuff. The art in the minis, the painting that's done is top tier. The acting of the people in the cast who play in the different series, absolutely amazing, top tier. Watch that all the time. In terms of TV series or shows, one of note that I have to mention is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep,
it is like a top tier comfy show for me. The writing in that and the stories in it as well. Like, I mean, Uncle Iroh just like in and of himself. Leaves on the vine. Like every time makes me burst into tears. Otherwise, the shows or things that have also had the most impact on me in understanding what it means to be human and comprehend things like death have been things, a show called Tear Along the Dotted Line. Which was something, he's originally an Italian comic artist who had a series commissioned for Netflix. Would highly recommend it. It's such a good show. The Midnight Gospel is also a really, really good show. Would highly recommend it. It's animated as well. The animation, I believe, if I remember correctly, was also produced by Pemberton Ward, who originally did Adventure Time, but the actual content behind it is more of like a podcast where this guy interviews people and has some really deep conversations with them, including one with his mother, who, when they're having the conversation, are both aware that she is dying. And it is like one of the most beautiful pieces of art I think I've ever seen. And the last one, which is a book but was made into a movie, is A Monster Calls.
Oh, it's a great book and a great movie.
An absolutely amazing piece of artwork that has just an insane insight in what it means to be human and to experience life. And admitting hard truths to yourself that, while on the grand scheme of things seem uncomfortable, also stem from a place of love. And so, yeah, those are my top ones. I cannot pick one, but those are all things that have had a massive impact on my life. However, if you go watch the ones that are quite heavy, bit of a warning, They are heavy.
Yes.
But if you're okay with sitting with that uncomfortable feeling, I think they can make you a better person. So,
I think if you can like kill two birds with one stone, like be entertained and have like a moral, enlightenment
kind
as
of-
well along
yeah.
the way, then happy days.
Ted Lasso is
Sometimes-
that is an example of that.
Thought-provoking, I guess.
Sorry, what did you say, Alex?
That is literally what Ted Lasso is like. It's hilarious, and every episode has a meaning behind it.
Okay, cool. Seriously?
Yeah, it's a comedy drama.
Okay, great. Okay, cool.
What
So,
was what was the next category?
Oh, don't know. Song. I don't know. Song.
Well,
Dance.
Bouncing off my booty
TV
cheeks.
series, film, and song, wasn't it?
There you go.
TV series, film, song.
Songs and movies and
I mean, it's easy. Saving Private Ryan. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out on probably the greatest first 30 minutes of cinema that's ever been produced ever.
I prefer the Rule 34 version of Saving Ryan's Privates.
It's shaming, isn't it?
Even if you have no interest in history, the cinematography, the action, you will never see anything. You have never seen anything like it, and you won't probably ever see anything like it again.
Okay. I've never watched it, not because I've actively avoided it. For some reason, I've just never.
You don't need to watch the whole film.
Just the intro.
That first 30 minutes, the beach landing, you will never. I mean, it was so realistic and so good that the quite a few D-Day veterans either said, if you want to know what it's like, watch Saving Private Ryan, or had full-blown breakdowns
attacks.
and PTSD attacks when it started because it was so similar and gave them
Shitting
flashbacks.
hell.
So,
And
if anything, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, and following on from Saving Private Ryan, The Pacific and Band of Brothers, they're both by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks.
Yes, and
They're
incredible, but they're TV series.
Yeah, I know, but,
but they are 100% worth watching.
The reason that they've been made is essentially because of that film.
Yeah, because of
Right,
Saving
okay.
Private Ryan, because it did so well and it was so well shot. Anyway, yeah, that's mine. It's that simple.
What, are we
Nice.
doing movies at the moment?
Yeah,
Yes.
movies.
Oh, fuck. Why are you guys doing this?
Alex,
You can still choose like.
what you got?
I'm thinking.
Who's got one?
I'll come back.
Go on, sort us up. Go on. Right, go on, Cath.
Labyrinth. It is a movie from the 80s. It has David Bowie in it.
And balls.
Lots
Excuse
of
me.
balls.
And a babe with power.
And a babe with the power.
What power?
The power of voodoo.
Voodoo?
You do.
Nice.
Do I? I'm you the babe. So yeah, it's basically a film from my childhood that I watched on loop. I can probably quote the entire film at you.
You definitely can. Yep.
Wow.
I know every single word of that movie. Lyra hates Ludo. There is a character in it called Ludo who is this big, cuddly, fluffy thing who looks rather ferocious, but is actually a big softie and just wants to protect Sarah, who's the main character, and just wants to be your friend. Lyra really doesn't like him though, and every time he comes on, she'll sit there and growl until he leaves the scene, which is quite funny. But yeah, it's typical fantasy stuff. Protag is taken from the real world into a fantasy world. Basically has her younger brother Toby, who's about a year old, taken from the real world into the goblin realm to become the next goblin king, essentially. And yeah, it's just great. It's 90 minutes of David Bowie's soundtrack.
The stinkiest cheese imaginable.
The stinkiest cheese imaginable. There's a lot of things that I quote, which a lot of people don't understand what it's from, and a lot of it is from that movie.
I think it epitomizes B movies.
What's that, sorry, Ian?
It epitomizes the term B movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It is like the most B movie that's ever been produced ever, and it is fantastic because of that.
Bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not
great.
that type of B, unfortunately.
Oh.
Other
That's
than
what I was
that,
thinking
I
of.
think in terms of favourite movie, probably The Lost Boys and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Pick one.
It's going to be Labyrinth.
There we
Labyrinth
go.
is my ride or die.
Okay. Who's next?
Oh, favorite film. I think.
It's not favourite. It's not favourite. It's one you'd recommend other people to watch who might not have watched.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter if it's your personal favourite. It's what you think other people should watch. Because actually, I don't think Saving Private Ryan's probably not. It's one of my top films, but it's not my favourite. But it's one I think everyone
okay.
should
I
watch.
thought it was your favourite film.
It's close, but I don't think it is.
What's your favourite film now?
Couldn't say off the top of my head.
It's
Some kind of weird porn, isn't it?
yeah.
I was thinking about it.
I think probably I've got like 3.
Pick
And I was
one.
going to go only one.
Pick
only one.
We have a time limit. Otherwise, poor Nick is going to drive down to bloody Bath and rip your tits off. So pick one.
Okay, probably like it's a classic. Terminator 2.
Oh,
That's a
good
fucking cracking movie.
shout.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Such a good film.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
dude.
have picked it, but
Really? Okay. You wouldn't have picked me picking
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Terminator 2. It's like I
I've
used to watch
never
that.
watched you watch that.
I might treat myself tonight because I have not seen it in a very long time. I used to watch it quite a lot when I was a kid. I was like, this is the best fucking movie in the world.
It is a good movie.
Da-da-da. Oh wait, no, that's not the theme. That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Lord of the Rings. Good job.
Hang on. It's not too far off.
It's
that.
not too far
Oh
off.
no,
No, it's not.
it's the Terminator.
Da-da-da.
It is that. It is that. It is. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da,
Yeah, man.
da-da-da,
Do you know what that just makes me think of?
da-da-da.
It just makes me think of.
Anyway, yeah. Terminator is so good.
Tequila.
Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator's so good. It's got
Yeah, it's a
everything
good
in it. It's got like that the really good flashbacks, flash forwards, sorry, technically, I suppose, aren't they?
Yeah.
To like where everything's destroyed and fucked up. And Arnie just being Arnie. And
Yes.
some amazing CG for the time as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the,
Oh, yeah,
90
100%.
91 it was released.
yeah,
And,
the liquid boy is
yeah,
like
fucking
insane.
No one had ever seen shit like that before in the 90s.
No.
That was like,
not at all.
what?
Yeah.
Alex, go.
I've thought long and hard about this.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say The Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to say The Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go with a different one, and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say Get Out. I
Get
think
Out.
I think people should watch
That
Get
movie
Out.
is incredible. I agree.
I don't know if
haven't
I've
seen it.
It is.
I've never even heard of it.
It is a horror
From
released
2017?
in 2017 by Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah,
It's such a
it's,
good
I
film.
like him.
it's
Oh,
a
no, I have not
very,
seen this.
very good film.
We were
Oh,
sat
okay.
on the sofa the other day, honey, and it came. I think we were watching a YouTube video, and there were clips of it in the YouTube video. And you were like, "What's that from? I don't recognise that film." And I said, "It's Get Out, and you need to watch it."
It's not
And you were
like,
"Oh, it's a horror."
yeah, it's not like a jump at your skin horror
Mm.
at
No.
all. It's just really well done.
It is.
Oh, that's good. I hate films that are jumping out of your skin because like it's not nice to watch.
No, I'm with
It's
you.
scary.
I don't mind.
I like being shocked. I don't like being scared. I don't understand. It's like the same reason why I don't do roller coasters and stuff. I don't understand like how being fucking terrified is pleasurable.
I
You know
yeah.
what? It fucking sucks.
No, I disagree. I fucking love it. I love horror films, and I love roller coasters.
Maybe that's just because you're a massive masochist.
See,
or
I
something,
like
who knows?
horror. I like horror films, but I hate roller coasters.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
think
What about
because it's a
watching
horror film,
horror?
I'm scared, but I know nothing's going to happen to me. On a roller coaster, I'm going to fucking die.
You are traveling forward at like 80 to 100 kilometers an hour in
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cases. Like,
Like,
what about horror themed roller coasters?
I've done one.
There's one. There's the Saw
Done
ride
it.
in Thorpe Park. It's incredible.
I did it. I've done 3 roller coasters in my life. That was one of them, and I hated every moment of it.
No, it was amazing. I've been on it so many
I
times.
will never
It's
go
so
on
good.
another roller coaster in my life.
So-
You can hold a gun to my head, and I'll just
I
tell you
still
to shoot.
wouldn't.
I will just tell you to shoot me.
All right, give us a speed breakdown of Get Out then. Like a quick overview.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Like as vague as you can get. Like just a
Okay,
rough idea.
It's a film.
Okay,
Yeah.
black and white couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically go to her parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
I'm assuming we're in America, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's in America.
Yeah.
In America. Go to her parents' house, and he starts noticing things that are slightly off. Basically, all their friends are white. There are other black people there, but there's something not right about them,
Right.
Okay.
and that's all I'm going to leave it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
that's good.
All right.
Nice.
And Gabby, have you finally picked one? One. Singular. No, singular. Singular.
He's got a real
No,
struggle.
singular.
Can I recommend a book?
No,
No, it's a film. I'll
books
get back.
is another category
that-
afterwards.
Is that book also a film?
Not yet.
Then no.
Then no, you can't
but
recommend
it's
a
a
book.
really good one.
That Gabby, that's
No.
like I need something to eat. Okay, tarmac.
Yeah.
Like that's got
Is it a food? Not yet.
Okay,
You can do book afterwards if you want. I think book is better than. I think book is a better choice than song.
No, I think
personally, 'cause
song's
song is so
better.
random.
no.
okay,
I've
right.
got a song.
If I have to, this is my replacement for this. I really like. Hold on, let me just make sure I've got this right and I'm not mixing it up with another title. Okay, so one of my favorite movies up there is called Woman in Gold.
Oh yeah, that's a great film. Sorry,
Never heard of it.
Jake watched this because of me. I forced him to watch it. Nick's watched this because of me. Basically, it is about a lady who
In gold.
it was like Nazi Germany, and she knew, like, her family, her aunt essentially was painted by Gustav Klimt, the artist, who is a famous artist. Do you guys know
No.
like some of his famous works?
Yeah, I
Never
know.
heard of him.
Like The Kiss. And it's talking about the insane art theft that happened during World War II.
Yeah.
And the stealing
watch that.
of all that kind of stuff. And it's got Ryan Reynolds in it as well,
And Helen Mirren.
which is like crazy because he plays a more serious role, but it's based on essentially like a true story about how they went to court with I believe it's the Austrian government around the housing of this painting to the lady, and it was her aunt and was like used to be hung in her house.
Yeah, it's owned by
But-
the family, but they're keeping it. Yeah.
Yes, because it was stolen wrongfully by the Nazis. And it is a beautiful film. It is amazing. So good that Jake's yawning while I'm talking about it.
I'm really
It's all...
But
It's not because-
that genuinely sounds really cool.
It's
Yeah.
not because the film was boring. It's genuinely.
It's because you're boring.
It's because I was watching Chernobyl last night while playing Power Washing Sim. Okay, and I didn't get to bed till 12, which is way
Is
past my
that
bedtime.
what you're watching?
What do you mean?
Oh, I didn't know that it's what you were watching, like, while you were playing Power Wash. I thought it was just a happy little drama series, but...
See, I'm
no.
more concerned with the fact that he was playing Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, let's
I
not talk about that.
Till
He needs
12.
some downtime,
Shocking,
okay?
isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
his go-to.
Yeah.
But in connection with that, what I wanted to say, because I don't really do movies much, I find it very hard.
And the book still comes up anyway.
I need to talk
No,
about
Gabby,
the
we will
book.
do books
Just
as
wait,
another
we'll come
category.
to book. I promise.
Can
We'll
I
come to
do
book.
books now? We're
No.
done.
No,
Why
no,
don't
no,
you do,
no, before
why
you
do you do
do-
a book instead of a song?
Yeah,
Because
before you do.
I don't have a book. I have a song.
Hang on, before we go any further, if you like that sort of thing, I highly suggest you try Monuments Men if you haven't seen it yet.
Monuments.
Monuments Men.
It's based. It's a sort of a comedy-ish, but it's quite serious in places. Clooney, George Clooney, and a couple of other guys who can't
It's
remember.
got
their names
Matt
off the top of my
Damon in
head.
it again.
Yeah, it's based again like on a true thing, but it's it's a force that was made up by the Allies to go in after the front lines have been pushed forward and try and keep historical buildings and monuments intact, reclaim art and stuff that's been looted and nicked, stop the Germans from nicking any more and getting it further into Germany, so they go ahead of the Alliance sometimes and nick stuff back. It's really fucking cool.
Okay, cool.
It's
That's
a
really
interesting to see how much effort they actually went through to keep. That's why a lot of the buildings are still standing. Like a lot of the historical buildings are still standing because they actually they were attached to artillery divisions and told them you are actually not allowed to shell anywhere within like a mile radius of this, just in case you blow up. This cathedral was built in like the 12th century or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's crazy, even in like wartime and such a prolific war such as the Second World War, that they still had, like, rather than just being like, right, total annihilation, destruction, they were still thinking about the aftermath of that. Like, it's important to preserve culture and art as well, like, rather than just bombing the fuck out of it.
They originally
Like,
didn't give a fuck.
yeah,
But this film covers the start of it, where a bunch of art historians in America, although it may have been in Britain as well, I don't know the exact history, but they basically went to the Allied war leaders and said, look, like, we've blown up so many important, like, after like Monte Cassino and stuff, where they just flattened the fucking thing, and they're like, we've blown up so much art, and so much of it has been stolen by the Nazis, because obviously all the French resistance have been putting together lists of like what's been nicked. And they're like, we have to we have to do something. Else it's just going to wipe out like 1,000 years of culture through bombs and artillery.
Yeah, it's pointless.
It's really cool. It's really it's worth a watch.
Oh, do you know what it's like? It's like with the the Parthenon in Greece when they just kept a bunch of explosives inside it.
Yep.
And then it all went off and fucked it up. It's like, why?
Song,
go.
Let Gabby talk about her book
or
first.
artist.
Let Gabby talk about her book first. Go on.
I could just do it really quickly.
Go on.
Go on. Bible.
Go on.
Yes. Read
hit
by
us.
what's his face, Mufasa. No. Okay. So, favorite book of all time for multiple reasons, and just general information and wealth of knowledge in there. Once again, talking about the human experience, is called The Choice, and it's written by Edith Eger. And it is about a woman, or when she was younger, a girl who experienced, once again, World War II, and her experience of going through Auschwitz, and how she essentially eventually got out of there, and her life in America. And then as she got older, she went into, I believe it's psychiatry or psychology, and discussing with patients who have an understanding of her background and where she came from, mental health, and things such as depression, etc. And these patients basically saying, oh, nothing I could go through could ever compare to what you've been through, and diminishing their experiences. And her essentially saying that all suffering is subjective. And that the essence of the book is that the opposite of depression is expression. And it's summed up as that it's really important to feel your feelings, do not repress them, and ways that we can do that and how we can understand that, but all written in a way that talks about the history of World War II, her experiences with it, and how we make sense of that now in a modern society. And it's an amazing book. I would highly, highly recommend it. It's
an important message as well. Really important message.
Really, really good, because it's not just about it's not like just modern day psychology book.
That message just helps anyone, no matter what. Like, yes, there are going to be people who are probably going to be in a worse situation than you somewhere in the world, but they're not you. If you are in a bad situation, you feel like you're in a bad situation, you're probably, for you, in a bad situation. And it doesn't matter if there's someone else who is being bombed or being held prisoner unjustly or whatever. That's not your fault. You still have had a shit time. There's nothing wrong with that.
You have to do what you can do. And I just I would highly recommend that book for just anyone, really. Just anyone who wants to read and expand their mind. So, but I really struggle with movies. In general, like I have a bad time with like having to sit still through them. My friends know this. It's not great because they're like, hey, do you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, nah.
It's only 3 hours long.
I'm like, you're asking
Jesus.
too much of me. That's too much time. And then I'll sit down and read a book for 6 hours straight. So
I think like just really horrific events that put humanity and people through like really adverse circumstances. I think people they learn so much. It's like they learn so much about themselves in those instances as well that can then they can take those learnings and then apply it and then help other people later on down the line as well, because they've seen the extremes that humanity can go to.
Helps put things in perspective, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's just from what you've told me about the book, Gabby. It just comes through and through in that book.
If it
as well.
wasn't so on the nose, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they would want to make her story into a movie, because it's insane to hear about what she talks about, like how she had to dance for like the commander at the time, the man who sent her mother to the gas chambers. She had to dance for him.
Oh, was it Goethe? Eamon,
I believe so. Yeah.
Eamon Mayboy, the guy who is also the main dickhead in Schindler's List as well.
Potentially.
I think if it's Auschwitz, it might be the same person.
But she also talks about...
He was a horrible piece of work.
But she talks about as well, like how because of that, he may have also helped save her because he threw her extra bread that night. And it's
that
so...
sounds like... What was the name of the book, sorry?
The Choice.
The Choice.
By Edith Eger. It's a great book.
I've
But
just added it
yes,
to my Goodreads list.
I would highly recommend. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't. Oh, and Jurassic Park has to have an honorable mention. Yeah, just
What,
to
as
keep
a
it
book?
light, guys. Keep it light. Yeah. Alex, I have a feeling that you want to talk about a song.
No?
No?
I'm just saying that's the next one. It's song or artist.
Song
Go
or
on,
artist. Okay, yeah, cool.
I think that's easier.
What's yours
with
then?
just
You've already got
song.
one, so.
I have, and it's one that Gabby introduced me to.
Really? Do I get credit for this?
Yeah.
Is it Dixon Dallas?
It is not. No, it's
Nana booty.
Ren.
Yep.
Ren.
Ren.
I've never heard of Ren before.
If you want to listen
showed
to
you.
one song first, it's High Ren. But then all the other songs are just. Albie, shut up.
Yes.
Can you
I know.
give some explanation? You've just said it's Ren, and that
That's
means
his name. What do you want me to
nothing
say? That's the. I'm telling you an artist,
it's-
Ellis.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a song name.
No, there is a song called High Ren.
Right, okay.
But
What, by
I said
Ren?
artist.
Or by another one?
Yeah, no. Ren. Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, that's all it is. That's what I said. I don't
Okay, cool.
I like it. I've listened to it. It's good. I enjoyed it. I was obviously I did because I sent it to Alex. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you enjoyed.
What kind of music does he write? What kind of songs does he do?
A lot
Give us
about
some information.
a lot about like his mental health and depression.
Okay, cool.
Like the
So
high-
that is
Running theme.
Indie stroke hip hop.
The
is what
High
it
Ren
says.
one is literally him versus his subconscious. He sings
Oh,
in two
okay.
different voices essentially,
Yeah. Is this? Oh yeah, no. I know exactly who it is now.
and he's Welsh.
Yeah.
And he lives in Brighton.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
going to go for an album.
And he has a
Okay, go on.
disease.
Nope. Metallica S&M.
Oh yeah, okay, good shout.
Because it's
Is
one
it-
of the best mixes of two different genres I think I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, it
So
is
you've
really
got
good.
Metallica, heavy stroke thrash metal, and then the S&M is the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra playing along with them. The conductor and composer at the time, who is now dead unfortunately, wrote an entire massive bunch of sheet music specifically to sit under the songs that they played for this gig, and it is honestly one of the best oral experiences I've ever had in my life.
Did
Yeah, it
they
is good.
Oral spelt with an A before any of you start tittering. and-
forget the BD? Well, that's thinking until someone can figure it out.
Oh, BDSM, yeah. That was the joke.
was
S&M is sadomasochism. That's the joke.
Part of the joke there was just watching Ellis slowly calculate
sorry.
that.
I was like-
Just sitting like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's it. It sounds
Yeah.
amazing. I highly recommend if you like metal or if you like classical, it's really worth a listen.
I think I know what Jake is gonna say.
Go on then.
I think I know as well.
The
Tesseract.
Frozen out.
Oh, we go for Tesseract. I would say Tool.
I was going to say Frozen
So I
album.
got the Frozen album, Tool, and
Yeah, Tesseract.
Tesseract. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Probably. Oh, that's hard. I listen to so much music. But yeah, Tesseract's a pretty good shout. Yeah, I like them. They're good. They're like as an audio engineer. I don't know if I mentioned it. It's just getting metal to sound good is really, really, really difficult. And just getting songs to sound good in general, like sonically to sound good. You won't notice it unless you haven't trained in it. But like once you've kind of opened that Pandora's box and you're aware of how difficult it is to actually make
can't
music,
put it back.
when you hear something that's like good and it's fucking good.
Yeah,
and I
but
think
the
they're
opposite
mixing.
also happens. When stuff's
Yes.
missing, you're like, oh, this is so...
God, this is difficult to listen to.
Yeah.
So like, but you probably won't notice it on popular music. Like even if it's like rock or metal, like you won't notice if it's bad. Unless you hear something that's just really, really shit, and you won't get that with a lot of signed artists who are already big. They'll have that already kind of sorted.
Yeah, they've got professionals
But
doing
then
it for them.
Tesseract take it a step further and make it sound like fucking amazing, as well as having like really cool like riffs and funky time
The singer's
signatures
pretty
and stuff.
shit hot as well.
Yeah, the singer's awesome,
pitch.com.
and yeah, the drummer as well is like on a different fucking level. Yeah, that's what I would that's who I would
Cool.
listen to if I could recommend anyone. Yeah,
Cath?
Cath?
It's very difficult.
it
I
is.
have such like a broad taste in music.
Again,
not
you're
your
not
favourite.
picking yours. You're picking stuff for other people to listen to. Remember.
For other people to listen
Yes,
to.
you're picking something. It's the same as everything else. You're recommending something for other people rather than your favourite. What you think that people should listen to for for an underlying reason.
Okay. Let me just double check.
Gabby,
my
have you
Spotify a
got one
sec.
whilst Cass hunting? Whoever gets one first, they're both there like umming and ahhing. Come on.
I would go with there is a band called Spirit Box.
Oh yeah.
And I would check their album Eternal Blue.
Spirit Box are good.
They are a metal band, but they also do a lot of stuff within kind of. They do stuff with EDM. They do like. Ellis, how would you describe them? I'm struggling for words.
They're prog metal. They're progressive metal.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're great.
Lead singer's a chick, very breathy, and also can scream like a fucking.
Yeah, her screaming is insane.
Yeah.
It's noise.
But I will say, if you don't like breathy singers, it's not going to be for you because that will.
What's a breathy? Is that a breathy? They sing.
No.
I think Billie Eilish sometimes.
Billie Eilish is breathy.
Yeah. Also, think like Santa Baby, but
Sometimes.
not quite as extreme. That's
Santa
Baby's like the super
Let
extreme
me
of
empty my
breathy.
sack.
Yeah, that's a
Turn
sort of thing. Yeah.
Sounds like the turtle.
Yeah. But yeah. Go on there, Gabby. Finish us off.
What do I look like I listen to or that I would recommend?
Literally fucking anything.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We've just talked about you listening to a meme song on fucking repeat for the past week. Literally, it could be like a fart rendition of Titanic theme song, and you might fucking love it.
I did go through a phase of listening to Butt Chug. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, prime example.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So-
No, but
okay,
something to
honourable-
recommend to other people that
I
isn't
don't
a fucking meme.
I don't have artists like I do, but artists in particular that I'd be like, go listen to these people. I do, but they're so hard to name.
Ed Sheeran.
Big shout out just to one song that is always a tune, which is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
There you go.
That one's
Why?
always a good one.
Why? Why are you recommending it?
Yeah.
Oh, just because it's a fucking tune. It's that, it's like, I don't want the world to see me. And it's just like prime if you're in your feeling and drinking a bottle of wine in your room. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Okay.
top tier.
I feel that.
Right.
Yeah.
Standard Tuesday for me.
Yeah, but then also, do you know what? Because it reminds me of just when I was younger as well. Golden Brown by the Stranglers.
That's a cracking
That
song.
is, that is a great song.
Yeah.
You'll recognise it as well if you've seen Snatch. It's in there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think it's in so many things. Someone must have heard it. At some
I don't know
point.
the song, so hold on.
You
might recognise
would.
it to hear it.
I was about to type in
Also,
Golden Snatch. That's not what it was called. What was it called?
Golden Brown.
Golden.
That sounds like a Harry Potter porno, doesn't it?
You'll definitely. It's one of those
got the
quintessential
golden
songs
hats.
that everyone knows.
Oh, let me have a quick listen.
Glass Animals as well. Glass Animals. I
I
really
know.
liked one of their what's it called? How to Be a Human Being is like a really good album. Would really recommend that one as well. And also, I remember as well growing up with. Do you guys remember the song "Frontier Psychiatrist"?
Oh yes.
No.
By the Avalanches.
Yeah. Do you remember
Frontier
that?
Psychiatrist. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic, that boy needs therapy. That
Oh my fucking god! Yes, I do know that.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
stuck in my head recently. Yeah. So that's been pretty up there. I just listen to an eclectic shit. Like, I love
Me too.
folk music as well. Like,
Especially if it's about Bussy.
love that folk bussy.
Hey, if
Yeah.
it's sticking up for the LGBTQ plus community as well as also sticking it to the southern
The
man,
alphabet mafia. I always say Malfia.
then yeah, like 100%
Up there. Yeah, I
fucking
don't know.
too right.
I like it all. I'll listen to metal and I'll listen to rap and I'll anything in between. And yeah, it actually, do you know what? Some of my favorite songs that I love that are either rock or metal have been ruined for me at this point because Jake will just listen to it on repeat. Honorable shout out to Linkin Park. right?
Yeah.
Right,
A
Linkin
little
Park.
band called Linkin Park.
What was the Meteora?
Oh, yeah.
Arguably one of their like best albums that they had, right?
Yep.
At this point, I'm like, fucking hell. I
Get
love
it
it.
away from
but
me.
Can we just give it a minute? Because I shit you not, for the past 3 to 4 years, it's the same thing on repeat in Jake's car every single time we get in there.
Do you know? Well, that's because Spotify doesn't fucking give me any new shit half the time.
You have to go looking for new music, Jake.
No, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, why can't it just give me stuff?
Or you could just
that way,
listen,
my guy.
or just listen to
It
the.
should.
There
just
is.
listen to the same
so
thing.
I know in Spotify, if you go to your Spotify will curate a playlist for you that it
Yeah.
thinks you might like.
And it also has Smart Shuffle, which will put in songs there, which is also similar to your taste. Cool, great. Even the Smart Shuffle songs are songs that I already like and know. It's like fucking.
To be honest, when I do it, it always just plays me stuff that I'm not interested in. I like to listen to what I already know I like, and then I just discover
I don't
things.
use Spotify.
Yeah, so you've got on Spotify Discover Weekly. I'm literally looking at it right now.
This doesn't use Spotify.
Oh, okay, I'll check it out.
I don't use Spotify.
What do you use? Is it a what's it called?
Oh, no, I've just got-
What's the record player? The one that you put the big trombone
Gramophone.
thing? That's the one.
Gramophone.
Wax,
No, I got,
wax recordings.
I just use YouTube Music. So I've already.
He
I got
listens
it
to
through
smoke
YouTube Premium.
signals.
So I'm very picky.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm really, really picky when it comes to music.
No.
So how does YouTube Music stack up against Spotify then? Do you get recommended new shit or not
You
really?
can if you want to. I refuse. I prefer to go. I
hate change.
I only like what I like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
that's fair
hunt my
enough.
stuff down myself because I know what I like and I know algorithm is going to be able to pick it out. Like there's plenty of stuff that I can listen to and I'll be like, yep, that's fine. But I don't want to listen to it again. It's not. I don't want to be on my playlist. for
So
me to
you're
listen
gonna put that Bussy song on your playlist, right?
to. Oh yeah, totally. That's gonna be my driving playlist 100%.
Such a good song. Like, I
No,
don't,
it's not.
it's
not.
good
It's not.
for the reasons that people don't think it's
Yeah,
good.
but it's not a good song. It's
Yeah, but it's not a good.
Which song,
musically,
sorry?
it was. It's,
the one that Gabby's been listening to, Jake.
Look, you guys
Oh, I
are
see.
like all stuck up nerds. If it's catchy
Yeah.
and the lyrics are funny, it's a good song.
See,
I agree. I think it's a
I
good song.
don't care about lyrics. I don't actually know half the lyrics to most of the songs that I listen
I think
to.
that's just something we need to talk about next time, actually, because I think something that I remembered and had comes to mind that we've talked about recently, Jake, and with other people is how do you think? And
Oh yeah,
And-
good fucking yeah.
we
okay.
need to talk about it next time. Nick, make a note because it's basically like the essence of the conversation. We're not going to get too into it. Is that some people have a running narrative in their brain and other people don't, and because of that, it really changes how they experience the world and what they get out of things. And yeah, that's been very interesting because we realize Jake and I are very, very different.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just want to before Nick loses.
Wait,
his
wait,
fucking
no,
mind,
but
we've
sorry,
got to
Ellis.
finish.
Before we do that, but look what Nick's just put in there.
Oh, how do you thonk?
How do you
How do you thunk?
Oh, give him a break. The Isaac's the older keyboard. I do that all the time.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
we know you do. Hence why you're called Jonk instead of Jake.
I know, but
Those keys are nowhere near each other.
That would be Jink.
Yeah, but it's Jake, so it doesn't matter where
Yeah,
it
but
is. on
the A
keyboard,
and the
does
O
it?
are nowhere near each
And
other.
there's also not an N in Jake either.
No, it's right.
I'd have to really fucking.
You did.
Drop
You
the
really
hand.
Well, you did.
Because there's that the N key is not near any letter that's in J.
I need to find
But
that
bar
clip.
the
It's
J
on,
and the K. It's right next to J.
Okay.
it's on
Oh,
my
yeah.
computer somewhere. It's on
I didn't even see the J.
And it's near the O.
Honestly, I thought that was a U.
I think we do have
Anyway,
to finish up, but
yeah, we
before
need to
we do
finish up.
that, I'm only just going to say one meme comment. We don't need to discuss it. I just want to let people know that this exists.
Okay.
To finish off, my mum dunks shortbread in Coca-Cola. Don't know if that's weird, but a hobnob's good.
And then
Right,
the comment.
thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Wait. There's a
Big
reply.
boys, Premade
There's a
Ever.
reply
Woo.
to that one underneath it.
Oh, right. Is that the
Yeah,
reply?
that's the reply to that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, someone apparently just replied with, have you considered putting yourself up for adoption?
Yeah.
There we
Honestly,
go.
Understandable, because
Good.
that is actually the behaviour of an insane person.
I can't.
No, you can't comment.
No, you can't. No, you can't. With your
No.
toothpaste and orange juice or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, no. It was Coca-Cola, toothpaste and Coca-Cola.
Because that makes it so much better.
Toothpaste, Coca-Cola, and bleach.
I can't help it.
Right, go
I
on,
didn't
Gabby,
ask
the
to be
outro.
this way.
I'm only joking.
Outro us.
God, Gabby, finish it off.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you've made it this far, congrats to you.
We hope you like some of the recommendations.
Yeah, actually, if you do end up watching, reading, or listening to any of those, let us know.
Give us a shout.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because we all come from like very different backgrounds.
Yeah. Use the podcast flair in the...
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, check us out on social media as well. Instagram is where we're mostly active at the moment, and all the other different podcast platforms too. Check us out on YouTube as well if you haven't already. And I'm specifically referring to the podcast here because if you know about this, you probably already watched the gaming content. Oh, we didn't talk about favorite games. Oh well, we'll do that later. All right, okay.
Oh, we've talked about that many times.
Yes, I have just been rinsing Inscription again. So,
Power wash sim.
anyway, right, okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jake, if you could just keep waving for another 10 minutes, that'd be great.
And can you open your mouth and just close your hand like a fist?
Excellent.
That's a bit fascist.
Thank you.
Look at the gnashers on that. Like, just...
That was terrifying.
Wouldn't want this sucking you off, would ya?
You wouldn't want this.
Jeez, no.
Oh my god, you look like a beaver. Keep your face like that, and then put your hand down as well.
And then up again. And then down again. God, it's gonna be so many end credit scenes.